Welcome to the Bookworm Duo, where we explore a variety of books. Let's get started. Today we are lacing up our skates and hitting the ice for a story that is honestly hotter than a locker room sauna. We are doing a deep dive into Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reid.
And just to set the stage here, this isn't just a romance novel about hockey. I mean, it is that, but it's also this decade-long character study about identity, professional pressure, and what happens when the one person who gets you is also the person you are professionally, required to destroy.
Right, because we are talking about the NHL here, the National Hockey League. And not just any teams. We're talking the Montreal Voyageurs and the Boston Bears.
Which, for anyone who thinks sports are just games, let me just stop you. The Montreal-Boston rivalry is historic. It is visceral. In the hockey world, these two cities have, hated each other for nearly a century.
It's like the Hatfields and McCoys, but on ice.
And with way more fistfights.
Yes.
Definitely more fistfights.
So enter our two protagonists. We have Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov. Shane is the captain of Montreal. Ilya is the star of Boston. They're the two best players in the world. They trash talk each other in the press. They trip each other during games. The fans absolutely feed on this. But secretly.
Secretly, they've been hooking up since they were basically kids, since they were rookies.
It's the ultimate enemies to lovers scenario. But usually in those books, the enemy part lasts, 3 chapters? Here, they are professional enemies for years.
Exactly, and that's what makes Reid's structure so good. We're not just dropping into a relationship. We're watching two 18-year-old kids grow into 30-year-old men. We see every painful, confusing, and exhilarating step of that journey.
Let's go back to where it all began, the origin story. It's 2008. We're in Regina, Saskatchewan. It's the World Junior Championships.
Which, if you've never been to Saskatchewan in winter, let's just say it is cold. It's cold enough to freeze your breath. You've got all the best teenage players in the world right there.
And we immediately get this huge contrast between the two of them. Shane Hollander is the Canadian golden boy.
Oh, yeah.
He's polite, says all the right things, probably irons his socks. And then you have Ilya Rozanov.
The Russian phenom.
Yeah.
He's brash, he's arrogant, and he's so talented. He knows he's good, and he wants everyone else to know it too.
So the first time they ever meet off the ice, Shane walks out the back of the arena, and what does he see? He catches Ilya smoking a cigarette.
Which, for an elite athlete, is not, I mean, that's a choice. It's a huge taboo.
Right.
But notice what happens in that scene. Shane is shocked. He's judging him a little. But Ilya isn't worried. He looks at Shane, and his internal monologue just completely derails. He isn't thinking about hockey. He's thinking about Shane's freckles.
The freckles. This becomes such a huge thing. He is obsessed with them. He calls Shane distractingly flawless.
It's such a brilliant detail because it humanizes Ilya right away. He's supposed to be this intimidating Russian machine, but inside he's just a teenager who's, totally floored by how cute this other guy is.
But the cuteness doesn't save them on the ice. Russia beats Canada. Shane is devastated. I think he actually cries.
He does, and Ilya just gives him this smug little smirk.
And that smirk haunts Shane. That's the seed of the whole thing. Shane feels humiliated, and he decides right then that he is going to beat this guy no matter what.
That competitive fire really gets poured into concrete the next year at the 2009 NHL draft. This is where they get picked by the pro teams.
And the tragedy, or maybe the destiny of it, is the draft order. Ilya goes #1 overall to Boston.
And Shane goes #2 to Montreal.
Being picked first and second is already a rivalry. But landing on those specific teams, it's like the universe played a prank on them.
It absolutely guarantees they'll face each other multiple times a year, every single year. If Shane had gone to a team on the West Coast, maybe they'd just be distant peers. But now, they're roadblocks to each other's success.
And before they even play a pro game, we get this scene that I think just perfectly encapsulates their whole relationship. They're at the draft combine in a hotel gym.
The treadmill scene. Oh, this is legendary.
It's hilarious. They end up on treadmills right next to each other. They don't say a word.
Nothing. No hello, no good luck. Nothing. They just start running.
And Ilya, being Ilya, he glances over at Shane's speed setting and just bumps his own up. Just a little bit.
Of course he does.
So naturally, Shane sees that, gets annoyed, and bumps his speed up to match.
And it just escalates. They keep cranking the speed up. 9.0, 10.0, 11. They're full-on sprinting. They are sweating buckets. Their lungs have to be burning.
But neither one will hit the stop button. They're so stubborn they almost fly off the back of the machines.
It's funny, but it's also really profound. This is their primary language. They can't communicate verbally. There's language barriers, cultural barriers, rivalry barriers.
Yeah.
So they communicate through physical challenge. They're saying, I am going to push you until you break.
And the answer is always, I won't break.
Exactly.
So, fast forward a bit. They survive the treadmills. It's 2010, their rookie season. They are in Toronto for a photo shoot for CCM hockey gear, and they're finally in the same room again.
And the tension is just, you can feel it. You have all that competitive energy, all that I want to beat you, adrenaline, and suddenly, in the quiet of a locker room, it changes into something sexual.
It's explosive and totally impulsive. They start hooking up right there in the showers. But wait, I have to ask, isn't this insanely risky? I mean, Shane is the golden boy. He's barely 20. Why risk his career for a hookup with his nemesis?
That's the million-dollar question. And you have to remember the context of 2010. Being gay in the NHL wasn't just frowned upon, it was viewed as an impossibility. The locker room culture is, well, it's toxic. Homophobic slurs are common. Gay is used as an insult constantly.
So they are terrified.
They are. Yeah. But I think the risk is actually part of the draw, especially your Ilya. He thrives on chaos. But more than that, I think they do it because they are the only two people on Earth who understand each other.
Right.
They're both prodigies. They both carry the weight of entire franchises on their backs. And when they're together, even if it's just for 20 minutes in a hotel room, they don't have to be captain or savior. They can just be guys.
So they set up these rules. Rivals with benefits. We hate each other in the press. We try to kill each other on the ice. But when Boston is in Montreal, or Montreal's in Boston,
if they can sneak away, they do. And the sneaking is elaborate. Separate elevators, stairwells, pretending they don't know each other in the hotel lobby.
And the hate part isn't entirely fake, is it? They genuinely get on each other's nerves.
Oh, absolutely. Ilya thinks Shane is the most boring human being alive. He makes fun of Shane's car, which is like a sensible sedan. He mocks Shane's robot-like interview answers.
We just need to get pucks deep, give 110%.
Exactly that. Ilya rolls his eyes at it. And Shane thinks Ilya is arrogant and reckless. Shane is constantly worried they're going to get caught. And Ilya is just breezing through life.
But this dynamic, this hate sex thing, it starts to crack. And I think the big turning point is the Sochi Olympics in 2014.
This is a massive shift. Up until now, it's been mostly physical and competitive. But Sochi changes the emotional landscape.
Because it's in Russia.
Right. Ilya is the face of Russian hockey. The pressure on him to win gold on home soil is just suffocating. It's all anyone is talking about. And then they fail miserably. The team implodes. They don't even medal.
It's a national embarrassment.
Yeah.
And Shane finds Ilya alone. I think it's on a beach or some quiet spot near the Olympic Village.
Yeah. And Ilya is wrecked. He's completely vulnerable for the first time. Now, if this were just a rivalry, Shane would walk away. Or maybe gloat. He just won gold with Canada after all.
But he doesn't gloat. He stays.
He comforts him. And yeah, that's sexual comfort because that's their language, but the intent is different. Shane isn't taking something. He's giving something. He's offering solace. It's the moment they stop being just rivals who hook up and start being, well, partners, even if they won't admit it.
And that emotional confusion gets even messier later that year. Ilya wins the Stanley Cup with Boston, and Shane is sitting at home watching it on TV.
And he sees Ilya crying on the ice, lifting the cup.
Which has to be torture for Shane. That's his dream.
It is torture. He's jealous. He hates that it's Boston. But he realizes he's also proud. He's watching this person he cares about achieve the ultimate goal, and he can't shut off the part of him that is happy for Ilya. That duality, the jealousy, and the pride, that's really the heart of the book.
But of course, they can't just be happy. We need more drama. Enter Rose Landry.
The beard to end all beards.
Explain this for people who might not know. Why does Shane get a fake girlfriend?
Well, the rumors are starting to swirl. Shane's in his mid-20s. He's rich, famous, and single. People talk. So his agent sets up a PR relationship with Rose Landry, who's a movie star who needs Canadian citizenship or some good press in Canada.
It's a business deal.
Strictly business. They're friends, that's it. But Ilya doesn't know that. Not really.
There is this scene in a club in Montreal that is just, oof. Ilya is there, and he sees Shane with Rose.
And Ilya just loses his mind. He's watching Shane play the role of the doting boyfriend, touching her back, whispering to her. And Ilya is overcome with this green-eyed monster.
Which is pretty ironic, because Ilya sleeps around. The book makes it very clear Ilya has a girl-in-every-city reputation.
True, but for Ilya, those are meaningless. What he realizes in that club is that he doesn't just want Shane's body. He wants Shane's attention. He wants to be the person Shane whispers to. He realizes he's in love with him, and it terrifies him because he thinks he can never have that.
The emotional stakes are high, but then the physical stakes get raised. 2017. Shane gets a concussion.
And it's bad. He gets hit by a Boston player, Cliff Marlowe, who is Ilya's teammate. Shane is in the hospital, lights out.
And this is where Ilya breaks the rules.
Big time. He sneaks into the hospital. Now, just imagine the risk. If a reporter saw the captain of the Boston Bears sneaking into the Montreal captain's room after a dirty hit, the headlines would be insane.
Collusion, sabotage, secret affair.
All of the above. But Ilya goes anyway.
He has to. He needs to see that Shane is okay. And it's a very brief, almost clinical visit, but it proves that Shane's safety is more important to Ilya than the secret.
And then we get a little glimmer of hope. Another player, Scott Hunter, comes out publicly, and he wins the cup.
This changes everything in the league. It proves you can be gay and be a champion. It kind of shatters the whole distraction argument.
And it gives Shane enough courage to make a move. He invites Ilya to his cottage for the summer.
Part 4. The cottage. This is my favorite part of the book because the whole pace just changes. We leave the loud arenas and hotels and we go to this quiet lake house.
Domesticity. They're cooking dinner together. They're playing pool. Shane has a synthetic ice rink in his garage because of course he does. And they train together.
It's the first time they just get to be.
Yeah.
No hiding, no looking over their shoulders. They wake up together, have coffee. It's so mundane, but for them, it's revolutionary.
And they have real conversations. Ilya admits something huge. He was actually thinking about marrying his friend Svetlana.
For citizenship, right, and to get people off his back.
Yeah, it was a practical idea.
And Shane looks at him and just says, don't.
That one word carries so much weight. Don't. It's Shane finally staking a claim. He's saying, don't commit to a lie because I want you for real.
They finally admit they are in love. But now they have a huge problem. Summer ends. They have to go back to their teams. They can't just live in a cottage forever.
So they need a solution. And Ilya, the guy everyone thinks is so reckless, comes up with a surprisingly strategic plan.
The Ottawa solution.
He demands a trade, but he knows he can't go to Montreal. That would look way too suspicious, and the teams would never agree to it. So he asks to go to the Ottawa Senators.
Why Ottawa? I mean, no offense to Ottawa, but...
It's all about geography. Ottawa is, well, it's a boring city compared to New York or Boston, but it is only a 2-hour drive from Montreal.
The commute.
Exactly. It puts them in the same division, so their schedules align, and it puts them within easy driving distance.
But they still need a cover story for why they'd be hanging out all the time.
So they invent a fake charity, or I guess a real charity, but with a fake motivation.
I love this part. They tell the press, we're 2 veteran players, we've matured, and we want to unite our fan bases for the greater good.
It's genius. It creates a narrative of mutual respect. So now, if they're seen having dinner, it's a board meeting. If Shane drives to Ottawa, it's for foundation business.
Sorry, can't talk. Doing charity work in my bedroom.
It allows them to hide in plain sight. It's brilliant.
But before they can settle into this new life, Shane has to face the final boss, his parents.
David and Una Hollander.
This scene is absolute comedy gold. Shane is sweating bullets. He brings Ilya home. He sits his parents down. He's prepared for the worst.
He braces himself and says, Mom, Dad, I'm gay.
And his mom, Una, just nods and says, I know.
Of course she knew. Moms always know.
But then Shane drops the second bomb. He says, and I'm seeing someone. And they ask who. And he points at the Russian guy on their couch.
And that is the shock. Not the gay part, the Rozanov part.
His dad's reaction cracks me up every time. He just lets out this huge sigh of relief.
He's like, thank God I don't have to hate him anymore. Do you know how hard it was watching him win the cup? He's such a good player.
His dad was a closet Rozanov fan the whole time.
But his mom, she's a hardcore fan. She isn't worried about morality. She's worried about stats. She turns to Ilya and starts criticizing his defensive play.
I saw you in that game against Philly. You turned away from the check. You chickened out.
Can you imagine? You're meeting your boyfriend's parents, coming out to them, and his mom is roasting your back-checking. It is so grounding. It shows that in their world, hockey is the true religion. Everything else is secondary.
But it works out. They accept him. And suddenly Shane and Ilya have a safe harbor. They have a family that knows.
Which brings us to the epilogue. We jump forward 16 months. Ilya is on the Senators. Shane is still on the Voyageurs.
They call it the new normal. They're still playing against each other. They still trash talk on the ice.
In fact, they ramp it up. Ilya trips Shane, Shane gets in his face, the crowd goes wild, and the whole time they are mentally winking at each other. It's performance art now.
They know the fans love the drama, so they give them this drama. But my favorite detail is the bathroom scene at the All-Star game.
Oh, this is so sweet. They sneak into a public restroom for a quick kiss. But they aren't alone this time. Hayden Pike, Shane's best friend and teammate, is standing outside the door guarding it.
You guys have 2 minutes. Don't do anything stupid.
It shows they aren't isolated anymore. They have a circle. It's small, just the parents and Hayden. But it's a support system. They aren't just two guys against the world.
And the book ends on such a perfect note. They have a house together in Broussard. They aren't out to the public yet. They decide they'll wait until they retire, but they're happy.
And that final text message, they're at the All-Star game again in separate hotels, and Ilya texts Shane 11126.
A room number.
It's a callback. It's Ilya saying, hey, we might be domestic, we might be committed, but I still want to sneak around with you.
It keeps the spark alive. It proves that the thrill didn't die just because they fell in love.
And that's why this book works so well. It subverts the idea that rivalry is toxic. In heated rivalry, the rivalry is the foundation. It's what makes them equals. Shane needs Ilya to push him to be better, and Ilya needs Shane to ground him. They don't have to stop being rivals to be lovers. They just redefine what the rivalry means.
They're running side by side on the treadmill, but now they're holding hands while they do it.
Well, maybe not holding hands. They'd both fall off. But they're definitely running toward the same finish line.
I love that. Well, folks, we have reached the final buzzer for this deep dive. I feel like we just played a triple overtime game.
It's been a journey.
Thanks for joining us. Subscribe for more bookish adventures and hit that like button if you enjoyed the ride. Don't forget to share the knowledge. Spread the word.